Hi everybody, this is Sarah with Snugglebug Stitching. Today I'm going to be making a video showing you a little bit about chain piecing using 9-patch blocks. So I've got my 9-patch block laid out the way I want it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this in columns. We're going to take our second column and flip it over face down on top of the first column. Alright, so we've got those flipped over. We're going to get it, line it up on the edges like this. And I've got my quarter-inch piece of quarter-inch seam foot here. We're going to run that through the machine. And leaving that where it is, I'm going to take my next one, line it up, and put it in right behind it. Alright, last set in this first chain, line that up and just put it in right behind it. So we're not taking the time to stop. We're not taking the time to stop and cut these connections. Alright, now that that's done, we're going to cut that thread and we're going to open all of these up. Once they're all opened up, we're going to take our last row and flip it over face down, line that up, and run it through the machine. Not taking time to break that connection, we're going to get the next piece. Line that up and run it through the machine. All right, and this is our last one. Flip it over face down, line it up, run that last piece through your machine. Alright, I'm going to cut that thread. So now we have all of our rows of our 9-patch block assembled. And they're still, see me pulling that, they're still all connected. And we're not going to waste time cutting that apart because we're just going to sew it together just like this. So I'm going to finger press these seams and we're going to try to make sure that we have these two white pieces where they join going towards the dark side of the fabric. So I'm going to press this one. I'm going to start with this one because it's the darkest one that we have to worry about. So we're going to press this green one right here. We're going to press that seam going towards the green side. I'm going to press this one going towards the orange side. And what we're doing here is helping our seams nest. So since I have this seam going that direction, I need this one to go that direction. And with this seam going that direction, I need this seam to go this way. So I'm just finger pressing those seams like that. Let's start at the top. I've already pressed this seam in that direction. So I'll press this one in the opposite direction. Trying to keep my hands out of the way so you can sort of see what I'm doing here. And then we'll push this one that way in the opposite direction. So that should make it to where our seams nest up nicely. So when we flip this over, you can see where I have a seam going this way, a seam going that way. And you can kind of feel it with your fingers to make sure that they stay together. So we're going to start out by lining this up, and I'm going to keep my hands on this seam while I take this over to the machine. gonna keep my fingers holding this seam nested the way I want it. And I'm gonna start sewing. Once I get over that first seam, I'm going to catch this second seam and nest it up. And I can feel with my fingers where those are nested nicely. And keep going. I'm going to cut that thread, and then we'll piece that last row and connect it. So we're going to do the same thing on this one. I'm finding to where those seams nest, and I'm going to hold it together and then line these sides up and run that through the machine. Once I get over that first seam, I'm going to nest the next seam. You can feel it with your fingers where they meet up, and use my hands to hold that seam in place. Once you get over that seam, just make sure you're lined up, these two edges lined up. And we'll just finish that seam. All right. So now that we've done that, our corners should all meet up really nicely. So you can see they all meet up really nicely. And we have a nice 9-patch block with really precise corners. Thank you for watching. I hope that helped. Please let me know if you leave me a comment if you have any questions. If you liked this video or if it was helpful, click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I've also got some links in the comment to my blog or my Instagram feed if you'd like to see any of that. Thank you.